blast Democrats and fake news at U of A speech. Y'all ready? Let's go. Any minute now. Whoa, let's pull up one more time. And right to the yes, that's right. We got to wake up these paws. Because I woke up late this morning. My body was like, no, it's the weekend. I said, yeah, but it's the bottom line. And I said, get up and groove me, baby, tonight. Really like the way you groove me. Y'all know what it is. It's boom, 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 boom. Saturday, May 3rd. That's right, y'all. 2025. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and this here's our bottom line, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that. Just got me pissed. Oh, we did it. We made it. Another weekend. It's Saturday. Hope everybody's doing good out there. Let me get this camera right. What y'all up to this morning besides what we normally do? It's your boy Bugatti NYC, and like I always tell you, y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me this morning for our bottom line. I appreciate you guys. Yes, it's another day, another day above ground for us to move forward. Just so you know, Rebecca, we were able to get that package out yesterday, so you're gonna be okay. We got you with that top coming to you. Soon as you get it, let me know. We're gonna try it for a second time. It's your boy Bugatti NYC, always keeping to his word. Can't forget, even though sometimes it takes me a little time to get to it, I always make sure that I come through, because you gotta be a person of your word, guys. Let me tell you something. No matter what you do in this life, you keep your word, because that's you and that's who you are. You got to stand on that. And with that being said, let me see who's here this morning. Who we got up in the building? Rebecca Bueno. That's right. I remember that name. I actually wrote it on a piece of paper yesterday. Who else we got? We got Mark. There you go. Powerful Mark. There you go. Good morning. Mark, where you from? Where you from? Rebecca. That's right. Grand Rapids, Michigan. And of course, we got Batty Lynn up in the building from Detroit City. Detroit City. Boom, that beat. How y'all doing this morning? I'm up in here energized. I ain't even going to hold you. I'm happy. I'm just going to tell you just like that. I'm happy. Why? No reason whatsoever. Just for the fact that I woke up this morning. Got a couple of problems I got to deal with, but guess what? Problems present opportunity, and that means I can keep on moving forward to use this beautiful energy that the Lord provided me with to keep on and keep on keeping on, and try to get rid of those problems. So without any further ado, let's get into these titles, everybody, because we got a lot to do right now. We got a fully loaded clip, and I got to bring it to you guys the way that we normally do it, by doing what? We got to read this thumbnail. We got a lot of stuff going on here. We got a lot in the news, so let's get right to it. Let's do what we got to do, you guys. Let's go. What we got here? We have Trump blasts Democrats and fake news in U of A speech. As you guys know, probably may or may not know, our President Trump had a speech yesterday with the University of Alabama. Pretty good speech. I got a clip from that so you guys can check it out. But you already know what else we got to do. We got to get into the rest of these titles right here. So what are we going to do? We got to move on to the next one, because we've got federal raid rescue over 60 trafficking victims in Gwinnett County. We're going to get to that, guys. Can't wait to show you guys what's going on with that. Also, we've got Tom Homan blasts Democrats for supporting alleged wife-beating immigrant. What are they talking about, wife-beating immigrant? Could they be talking about Abrero Garcia? that guy, Kilmar Abreu Garcia? I don't know, you guys, but in a minute, we're going to find out together because we got to get into this topic. Let's get into the first one right here. And do me a favor. Y'all already know the spiel if you've been here. If you haven't come here, you know what we do. We play these clips, but we also want to ask you when you chime in, we want to know where you're chiming in from, therefore, so I can get that content so that we can make sure that we're chiming in on the same states and same information. So come on, y'all. Let's go over here and see what Trump has to actually say as he does this speech at the University of Alabama. Good Saturday morning, y'all. Good Saturday morning. Let's go. Let's get into this right here, y'all. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Thank you, Coach. Wow, what a nice looking group this is. What a beautiful group of people. And especially a very big hello to the University of Alabama. Congratulations to the class of 2025. Roll Tide. Roll Tide. There are things that happen in life that are very important, and you always remember where you were when they happened. As a student at Alabama, you'll always remember where you were when your head coach, Nick Saban, retired. Remember that? Because he's done such a fantastic job. The last time I was here, and that's true with Nick, what a great coach. Let's bring him back. No, you have a good coach right now, though. You have a good coach right now. He was great. But the last time I was here, the Crimson Tide beat the Georgia Bulldogs 41-34. I was here. I got to watch it. That was some game. Today it's my pleasure to return to this campus as the first president ever to deliver the keynote commencement address to this truly great American university. It's a great school. And there's nowhere I'd rather be than right here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Titletown, USA. That's what it's become. And I love this place. Maybe it's because I won Alabama by 45 points. Could that be the reason? 45? You know, the way they say, the polls have closed in Alabama. Trump has won Alabama immediately. It was very quick. It was very, very quick and nasty. That's what we like. They put all 7 of your commencement ceremonies. I don't know if you know this, but they put them all together, first time ever, so I better do well, or I'm in big trouble. But I want to thank President Bell for his 10 years of distinguished service, highly respected gentleman, but 10 years of service to this great university, overseeing the education of 100,000 proud Alabama graduates. That's something to have on your record.
Something for you guys to check out if you want to see the rest of that. It was a really good commencement speech from the U of A. If y'all haven't seen it, y'all already know what we're going to do. We got to stack this deck because we're going to take the good with the bad. Because now Trump's going to let you know, because guess what he just did? He ended the China De Minimis Duty Act, which means that extra packages will cost much more to receive. Cheap packages from Temu as well as Amazon. All of you guys like Shein and stuff like that, when you were getting those packages delivered pretty cheap, get ready because the price is going up. Yesterday's price is not today's price. Check this out, you guys. I want you guys to see it. We're going to stack this deck because you already know what we do. I'm going to get to those comments. I'm going to read everything you guys got to say, but I want to make sure we get the content going first. So let's do that. Let's go.
Some added effects of those tariffs this morning. A special exemption that prevented tariffs from being imposed on some packages coming from China expired overnight. So what does that mean? That means you could be paying more at checkout and then dealing with really long delivery times. News Nation's Brooke Schaefer is following the latest for us. Brooke, everyone's going, okay, how does this impact me? Break this down for us, because this is about to impact more than, 4 million packages that come into the United States on a daily basis.
Yeah, we're talking about a lot of product here, Marky. President Trump has called this loophole a scam. Again, others have called it a loophole, but it ends today. And it could, as we said, mean higher prices and even delivery delays for people at home. The Trump administration is ending today something called the de minimis exemption. Until today, it's let packages under $800 come into the U.S., mostly from China, duty free. As you said, Marky, that's as many as 4 million packages a day. And that rule that expired at 12:01 a.m., it was created because sometimes processing a tariff fee on those small packages would cost more than the fee itself, or it was just more work than it was actually worth. But as tensions have grown between President Trump and China, the president last month signed an executive order doing away with this, claiming that opioids like fentanyl or the ingredients to make it.
Okay, things people love.
Enter the U.S. through this exemption. The White House said the president is targeting deceptive shipping practices by Chinese-based shippers, many of whom hide illicit substances, including synthetic opioids, in low-value packages. Here's President Trump at Wednesday's cabinet meeting.
Very important, de minimis. It's it's a big deal. It's a big scam going on against our country, against really small businesses, and we put an end to it.
Now, concerns over China's exploitation of this so-called loophole aren't new. Last fall, President Biden announced restrictions on what was eligible after House Democrats, both moderate and progressive, penned a letter urging President Biden to end the practice they said expose American consumers to great risk by flooding the market with fake and sometimes dangerous imported goods. But for people who make their products here in the U.S. using some of those small ticket items from China, this is just another way, Marky, that things could get a whole lot more expensive for consumers.
Yeah.
Okay, now think about this. I'm gonna get one more clip going, but I want you to think about those TikTokers, those people that sell stuff online. They utilize Temu to get their surplus, to get the stuff that they actually sell. What are they gonna do? Because now they can't sell it as cheap, so everybody's going to be affected by this. Not only is TikTok has about a 40 more days to determine what's going to happen with their fate, we also got situations like this going on. So content creators, online sales platforms, and small businesses, they are being affected, but in more than in one way now. The small businesses get affected by manufacturing going directly to customer, and that means you don't have to go to the stores in the United States, so they don't get their cut. When it comes down to you as a online salesperson, you might be able to go buy something for $6 to $8 and be able to get it wholesale. And now I'm online like this trying to sell it to you guys and making my profit. But now the ends don't justify the means since this has been cut out. So now it's happening on both ends now.
Marky.
And Brooke, I'm thinking about all the people who did online shopping this week. They put a ton of items in their cart. What kinds of products are about to be affected by this?
Again, keep in mind, we're talking about those lower cost things, shoes, clothes, holiday decorations. We're talking about retailers like Temu and Shein, which primarily import goods from China.
Yeah.
They're definitely on that list of affected businesses. They've already started even flagging the tariffs to their consumers on their websites. Some Amazon purchases, though, are likely to be hit as well. But small American businesses like Etsy creators could stand to suffer the most here, as manufacturers in the U.S. are less likely to take on small batch orders of supplies. But another thing here, Marky, we talked about some delays. Carriers like UPS and FedEx will now have a more complicated customs process with those small de minimis items. So you could see some shipping delays as well. But the White House here maintaining that this is a move that they believe will combat China's role in the opioid crisis.
And not only that, when you look at this, if you think about it, the way the president was talking, he's not talking about changing this situation at all. This is not like a tariff where he's talking about negotiating. It doesn't sound like that. Remember, Bugatti, don't get caught like that, because you know every time you do that and you try to make a determination, the next thing you know, whoop, they throw a monkey wrench. So we're not going to say any determination. We're going to say what it seems as if, from what the president basically stated, that they're going to really get rid of this de minimis tax, this opportunity forever. Doesn't seem like something that's going to be negotiated back and forth like a tariff, which is pretty crazy, because I got that little light off of Temu. little things around here that I utilize to help out when it comes down to the production of the brand and things like that. It's cool when you can go right on those websites and buy these little items, these little small ticket items, and not have to deal with the middleman. Because think about it, the little stuff that they sell you is not even it's not even worth what they're selling it for. So now that you can get it straight from the manufacturer, it cuts out the middleman. So now we can buy more things. But now that they add this situation to it with UPS having a problem with the processing of a small item, now because it's coming from overseas, they're going to add these extra tariffs. So now it's just like you bought it from the store, or even more costly. What do you guys got to say about this? I'm in the comments. Good morning, everybody. Kendra, yeah. Shamaville says you're on to something. AJ says hello and good morning to you, Kendra. Where you from, AJ? Batty Lynn says Kendra love with the yellow heart. Natalie, good morning. Natalie, good morning. Not mentioning this is the child labor. Yeah, you're right about that, AJ. You're right about that. I don't know exactly about child labor and things like that, but you know what? You're right, and I'm glad that you brought that up. And that's why you guys are here, to get things like that and to co-host and to bring things like that to focus. You're right about that. Some of these products could be being made by child labor. How do we know? So that's another way, I guess, of a good answer right there. Natalie says, we will be better off. My opinion, we survived before Sheen and Timur. Okay. Michael says, stop watching the news. Okay, brother. Larry, Trump supporter here. Lasendra says, I don't order from those apps because they are cheaply made and overpriced. You're right about that. And they don't even last that long. Natalie says, LMAO, in God we trust, not Trump. We're going to keep on moving right now, because we got to keep on moving. Because right now, I want you guys to see what's going on with the alleged wife beater, who his name is Kilmar Abreu Garcia. I want you guys to see what's going on right now, because the Democrats are supporting this person, and I want you guys to see what updates we have on Kilmar, because we've been following this story all week. So now I found some new information, and Tom Holman is basically going to explain a little more that we didn't know about this person.
On all of this, let's bring in the White House reporters, our Tom Holman. Tom, good to have you back here. I wanted to ask you about this newly revealed petition for a protective order that was filed by Kilmar Abreu Garcia's wife, Jennifer, back in 2020. It says in part the following, quote, I have photos of all the bruises he's left on my body. Me and my kids are afraid now. He's kicked me, pushed me, slapped me in the face, threatened me. I also have a recorded that he's told me, my ex-mother-in-law, that even if he kills me, no one can do anything to him. She alleges significant abuse, and this would seem to buttress the notion that this guy was not the husband and father of the year the Democrats are making him out to be.
Well, it supports what we've been saying from day one. We removed the public safety threat, gang member, designated terrorist, who's been ordered twice to be deported from the United States. He's in El Salvador. He's home. We did the right thing. But I hope that the Democrats keep going down there. I hope they keep playing this game, because they're showing the American people they're supporting a gang member, terrorist, public safety threat, white beater, rather than meet with Angels moms and dads. I'm meeting with 50 Angel moms and dads this afternoon. Is there one Democrat representative going to be there? No. So they keep playing that game. It's a loser for them. We'll keep doing what we're doing.
So this from the DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin on the new revelations concerning Abreu Garcia. She said, quote, we have now found 2 petitions for protection against him, in addition to the fact that he entered the country illegally and is a confirmed member of MS-13. Our country is safer with him gone. You mentioned the Democratic support of this guy. That this is the hill that they have decided collectively to die on. Do you have any notion as to why they've chosen this person? Is there a bigger picture here that they haven't quite articulated yet?
I don't get it. I don't understand it. Why would you die in the hill for, again, a public safety threat, confirmed MS-13 gang member, designated terrorist, who's had due process? He's been ordered removed by 2 different immigration judges. I don't know. I don't understand it. It's probably for the same reason they said they had a secure border for 4 years. Probably for the same reason they said that the Congress needs to change the law to secure the border. So it's a continuing misrepresentation to the American people. And this clearly shows the support of an MS-13 gang member, terrorist, white beater is clearly showing the American people what they're about. And I think that's why President Trump won a landslide victory.
Yeah, so the Supreme Court issued an order demanding that the White House help facilitate the return from El Salvador of Abrego Garcia. But here's what the New York Times said about El Salvador's reluctance to.
You're not supposed to dye your skin, just your beard. With simpler partial coverage, you don't have to deal
to do that. Quote, the Trump administration recently sent a diplomatic note to officials in El Salvador to inquire about releasing a Salvadoran immigrant. The authoritarian government of Nayib Bukele, the leader of El Salvador, said no. The Bukele administration claimed the man should stay in El Salvador because he was a Salvadoran citizen. So the administration.
You can't go over there and break them out. What you want them to do? Send the Secret Service? Send the Navy SEALs to go break this dude out? How far are they gonna go? I have no idea, y'all. I just want to bring you up on that. In Philadelphia, let me tell you something. Y'all got to learn how to use your knuckles for other stuff. Philadelphia, come here. Come here. Come to the front of the stage, Philadelphia. I'm going to talk to everybody about the Abrego Garcia situation. I had a break and talked about that a little earlier. I want to talk to you right now, Philadelphia, about this man that's been accused of beating the mother of his unborn child. Now he's back in custody. Everybody, I want to clap first because this is a bad situation here. And the fact that he got arrested and he's doing the watch your head, walk of shame. I'm hoping that he doesn't ever get out. Let me show you what's going on over here. Philadelphia, come in. I put the states up this today to make sure that I was calling the right states out. Now, Philadelphia, come on to the front. Come on to the front of the congregation, guys, because this right here makes no sense right here. Y'all ready? Here we go.
First at 5, we are hearing from the man charged with beating his pregnant girlfriend outside an apartment complex in Montgomery County. That man now admitting to the crime, telling NBC 10 he's sorry. Thank you for joining us on NBC 10 News at 5 o'clock. I'm Jacqueline London.
And I'm Johnny Archer. Police say the victim told police that he wanted to end her pregnancy. Raymond Batista was arrested for the attack, and today he was taken to jail after a judge set his bail at $500,000. NBC 10's Deanna Durante was in the courtroom this morning and spoke with Batista.
It's not enough.
Raymond, are you sorry?
Yeah.
Despite a courtroom promise from Raymond Batista that the victim in the case is safe, a Montgomery County judge sent the 36-year-old to jail. Batista admitted in court Wednesday he was the one who beat his pregnant girlfriend early Thursday morning. As the video played in court, Batista sat, his head low, eyes closed, as the victim screamed. An ambush, prosecutors say he planned because he didn't want responsibility for the child.
And this is where her justice begins today.
Police zeroed in on Batista in the hours after the assault. They say the victim told police Batista wanted her to end her pregnancy. NBC 10 obtained this video of police at Batista's Allentown home on Thursday afternoon, just hours after the assault. This is when police say Batista told them he was home sleeping at the time of the attack, yet they say his car was seen on video near the crime scene, and license plate readers also verify it was on the road just after the attack, heading towards his house.
Stupid.
Batista told police he was the only one with keys to the car. Officers say they found critical evidence in the car, including a ski mask. Batista said in court today the ski mask was, quote, from another job, and he didn't plan the attack. After being released on unsecured bail Monday night, the DA's office filed a petition to modify that bail, saying the victim was unsafe even in her own home.
It was kind of harrowing having to go to her home and remove her again. It was kind of like being victimized all over again, but she's safe at this point.
Batista, who arrived to court alone today, told the judge he was cooperating with police and said, quote, "This was just a bad moment." Now, the judge in this case says that given that this attack was planned, he believes, and the danger to the victim and her unborn child, that high bail in this case was needed. As for the victim, we do know that she is recovering from multiple injuries.
No. I got to come to the comments because I got a question now. I got a question. We all watch this together. And my question is this. Did he just get out of jail on bail, walk right out, number one? And did I see a detective bring him back in? Like modify the jail, the time or something like that? Because I know this man ain't back on the streets. This can't be real right now. I'm in the comments. I want to know what the hell is going on. Y'all saw what I just said. This has me fired up, says Kendra Walker. I see you. Wait a minute. Inmates love tough guys like that, says Nemo. I'm going to say it again, Nemo. Nemo said inmates love tough guys like that. That's right, Nemo, because that's where he need to go. Sound like a pro-choice state. 1 cup. Yeah. What the hell is going on? Natalie says, you saying it was a case of mistaken identity because it was dark. These stories are incredible. Wait a minute. Main Arbor says, AJ, it also proves that he had due process. Yeah, you're right. Kendra Walker says, nah. Lasendra says, did it work? She's pregnant? Question mark, question mark. Wow. I can't believe this. WWE Batista on her. You right. He definitely did do that. Natalie said, that is sick and twisted. Angelo says, whoa. Natalie, have to love how hard they stay punishing. He's a Maryland man. No, that's crazy, man. AJ says, I believe he had a deportation order since 2019. So that makes him a fugitive for 6 years here. AJ, do you know that he's been riding around in the car, driving back and forth, allegedly transporting people? We showed that clip yesterday. Go watch yesterday's segment of Kilmar Brero Garcia getting pulled over by Highway Patrol with 8 people in the car and extra seats in there. They're like, where you going? Nobody got ID. His license suspended. He said he was from 3 different states. Go check that clip out from yesterday. But did you guys just see what happened? Did he get bailed out? And did that DA or that other detective come back and put him back in? And they probably showed that extra clip of him coming into court by himself afterward. That's what I'm assuming. Tell me if I'm right or wrong, because if he's out right now, first of all, where the hell you get the bail money for $500,000? I think it's 10%. So what's that, about 50 grand? It wasn't enough money. It should have been $5 million from what he did. A pregnant woman and doing that right there, hands-on. One thing about New York, they're going to give you them silver bracelets for putting hands on women. You're going to get silver bracelets. I know somebody that one slap, 7 years. Yeah, dead serious. They don't play in New York. That's one thing you go to jail for. But I don't know about now because they're pretty lenient with these liberal judges. We're going to keep it moving, you guys, because now, come on, New Jersey. A little closer to Philadelphia, but we're going to New Jersey right now because we got these 2 hero nurses that thwarted a kidnapping attempt on a teenage girl in New Jersey walking in broad daylight. And I'm talking about she's screaming and hollering for 2 minutes and nobody came to help her. Come on, y'all. Help people out when they're screaming and yelling. I know it's scary and you don't want to get yourself caught up into it, but especially when it's somebody young like this, help people out. Come on, y'all. I want you guys to keep on letting me know where y'all from in these titles because I keep on searching these crazy places in these different towns that y'all are from. And I be finding some of the craziest stuff. Y'all, it don't be me. I be finding it because of where y'all be from.
Story out of New Jersey tonight where a 17-year-old girl was grabbed and dragged on a busy street in North Bergen.
Very frightening indeed, but also very disturbing because of people who did not do anything to help.
New Jersey reporter Tony Yates is live with more on those who did step in to save her. Tony?
Yeah, Bill and Sade, you know, many of us not only think, but we know that if we see a child in danger, we would immediately jump in to help. In fact, many of us, I'm sure, have done that before. In this case, though, it was a 35-year-old man who allegedly tried to kidnap a child right here on the sidewalk as she walked past him.
She was walking on Bergen Line Avenue by herself, and this individual was walking in the opposite direction. And for some unknown reason, he then suddenly ran at her and grabbed at her, and then put her in a chokehold, and then began dragging her away from Bergen Line Avenue.
This is when it's okay to just form an entire posse, every man around. You can grab this man and beat the holy hell out of him. Seriously, police come, so what? After he's swollen and holding them knots on the top of his head, looking like Martin when he was in, yeah, y'all remember, you still love me? Yeah, like that. Then y'all let him go. Then y'all let him go. And only in the silver bracelets, only in the bracelets. I'm telling you, you got to start helping these kids out in the street, especially a little girl like that walking down the street.
He ran at her and grabbed at her, and then put her in a chokehold, and then began dragging her away from Bergline Avenue.
This was the middle of the afternoon, much like this afternoon. People out along Bergline Avenue near 79th Street. The victim being pulled and dragged. She's struggling to break her captor's grip. And at first, no one who sees this tries to help.
I don't know why they didn't intervene or even just please call 911. The total time that he was holding this victim was approximately 2 minutes. She struggled with him, and it was unbelievable that this is in one of our most busy intersections.
Finally, one man, nurses from a nearby doctor's office, another woman, and a man sitting in his car all come to the 17-year-old girl's rescue.
They heard the screams of the victim, and they, despite I can't imagine what they were feeling, the fear of approaching this unknown person who was willing to commit this crime in broad daylight. They went up to him and then pulled this victim away from him. They were just civilians, but they saw something wrong and they stood up and they did something about it.
You see that? You should have whipped his ass.
And as a result of them standing up and doing something about it, there was an immediate arrest. 35-year-old Roberto Canavelan of North Bergen is now charged with kidnapping and endangering the welfare of a child who is now receiving help for the trauma that she suffered in going through this, first alone, but then finally somebody intervening to help her survive. For now, we're live here in North Bergen. Tony Yates, Channel.
Now, could you imagine, how that girl feel as a child now? She's probably going to be scared walking up the street now, don't want to be by herself, and I don't blame her. How could you blame her for being nervous about, being around that neighborhood? I got to go. I don't even want to go that way. Mommy or daddy, you're going to have to walk me to school, or y'all going to have to drive me. Something's going to have to give, because no, I'm not dealing with that no more. I want to know what you guys think, because let me say, before I go in the comments, I want to say this. It's okay to mind your business, but it's even better when you help out somebody like that. I'm in the comments now. I want to know what you guys got to say about this. It's a serious situation. Natalie says, wouldn't think as a parent I'd interact. I wouldn't think as a parent I'd interact. Kenneth says, I'd never intervene unless she's screaming for help, says Kenneth. Okay. Rebecca says, thank God someone intervened. What we got? Natalie said, good point. What Natalie says, Guy says, just got here. Hello, everyone. What else we got? Hey, what's up, Guy? How you doing? Natalie says, you helped, and next, you getting arrested. Especially in New York. Kendra says, I would have had to intervene. Kendra says she had to do something. Mark said, I wish I was there. Mark, what you would have did, dog? Mark says, I wish I would have. That is such a just calm and simple sentence. Mark is just like, I wish I was there. You already know. Watch out for Mark, yo. He would have did something dangerous right there with those simple words, boy. Natalie says, nobody wants to be the next victim like that veteran that stopped and attacked on the subway in New York. Ooh, there you go. Danny K says, that's crazy. Everyone there doesn't have enough courage to step up and say something. This is so sad. Rebecca, what the hell is going on? Whole world done going crazy. Girls screaming and nobody helping. And guess what? Nobody telling the story. It's not on any other broadcast, no other news. Nobody care. Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys, because stuff like this, y'all be seeing me have to leave the camera, call me a punk, call me whatever. But I'm the one that y'all gonna hear about that got in trouble for doing something. I just gotta be honest. Yo, Bugatti, blah, 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 blah. He's locked up. So y'all might be using super chats, that $10 right there. I might need super chats to get bail. I'm gonna be honest with you. Long as I can make it out, I'm gonna put it like this. Long as I can stay alive, I can't just see stuff like that happening. And y'all don't gotta help me. So whoever gave this $10 up, I might be needing it for bail if I see something like that, Alex. Alex Madison, keep grinding, bro. We appreciate you. So Alex, I might need to call you for bail if I ever have a problem. If I see a kid getting in trouble, it's going to be a problem. Even if nobody helped me, we getting down. It's going to go down. Yeah, come on, y'all. Michigan, where you at, Kendra? I'm sorry, Batty. Miss Batty Lynn, I ain't forget about you, boo. We ain't getting nothing. We got Detroit rolling now, so I got something for you too, Detroit. Michigan woman, she's charged in the death of London Thomas for the case of falsifying information. Another story that no one's covering. This story got 1,900 views. 1,900. We got a 30,000 person platform. I'm trying to get more people so that more people can get to know stories like this right here that we just showed. That's why I always ask you guys to hit that like button, because when you hit the like button, I'm going to explain what happens. More people come over. How, Bugatti? Because when all of you guys press that button, YouTube says, wait a minute, there's something going on over here. And they just let everybody know by notifying them, and more people come. And because of you, the co-host here, more people come, and I'm going to say a Pimp C line. They get fat on their brain when they come over here and rock with us. They get some fat on their brain. You know what I'm saying? Come on over here and get some fat on your brain. That means learn something. Let's get into it, you guys. Detroit, come on over here. I want you guys to see this story that's only got 1,900 views. And you, one more time with this $10 donation, I just want to let you know we appreciate you. Alex Madison, thank you so much. We appreciate that like it's 1,000. We're going to keep it moving forward, you guys. Let's go. Because I want you guys to get these stories because they're very important. And nobody's getting this information out but us. So let's do it. Let's do what we do over here.
And we begin with that update with new information in the case of London Thomas. As we said, 2 people were arrested, now held in custody, but released earlier this morning. Thank you for joining us on Terrence Friday.
Yes, one of them is now charged with lying to police. I'm Shayna Humphreys. We'll be joined by Gino Vici now outside the 22nd District Court in Inkster with the latest. Gino.
Well, Shayna, quite the turn of events. Now, remember, initially, 2 people were arrested immediately following discovering London Thomas's body in Southfield. Those 2 individuals were detained for more than 100 hours, then released this morning, and then one of them taken back into custody and charged.
Judge heard the arguments. The judge gave them till 10 a.m. this morning to either charge them or let them go. And both clients were released this morning.
Attorney Terry Johnson says both of his clients were locked up for more than 100 hours in connection to the death and disappearance of London Thomas, but one of them, 48-year-old Charlotte Pendergrass, was taken back into custody today and then charged this afternoon inside the 22nd District Court in Inkster with lying to police. London Thomas's boyfriend was initially considered a person of interest, but he's no longer in custody. We're not releasing his name because he was never charged.
So at this point, we still don't know what happened to London Thomas. There hasn't been a person that has been brought to justice at this point.
17-year-old London Thomas went missing April 5th after being dropped off to her boyfriend's home in Inkster. Several weeks of searching produced no results. However, on Saturday, her body was discovered inside an SUV that was parked in the driveway to this home in Southfield. 2 were arrested the same day, but still no one has been charged with her murder, even though Pendergrass is now back behind bars.
This, again, is not a victory lap. There's a lot of work to do, and I wish the investigators would focus in the right areas as opposed to my client.
Now back here live, Pendergrass is currently being held on a $50,000 cash surety bond, which according to her attorney is unusually high for the charge of lying to police, which begs the question, could more charges be on the way soon? Meanwhile, the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office says this is still very much an active investigation.
What they did was smart. They abided by the DA's rules when they said you have to charge them or let them go. This way it wouldn't be any interference. So they let them go. And now I can lock your ass up again. So that's what they did. Swoopy, come on and get you. You already know what we're going to do. We're going to keep on following up on that story because we want to know what's going on with this situation. We're not going to just let someone's life get swept up under the rug. We don't get down like that over here. All right, you guys, we're going to keep on moving forward. You know, we're going to try to uplift it a little bit, okay? We had a little bit of drama going on right there. So y'all going to say, how you go from here to there? Because that's the way we do over here. We don't like to just get all the negative stuff. Sometimes we got to sequence it different. So right now, I don't know if you guys know this, but Melania don't really like Melania Trump, the first lady. Hold on a minute, you guys. Let me get this queued up for you real quick. Melania doesn't really like when President Trump, acts like, you know who that is right there? Anybody who knows who these 2 people are right here? Anybody who knows? Sometimes Trump plays too much and his wife says, that's not presidential. Don't do that. So he already knows that when he does certain things like act like Vera Costa. Hi, I'm Vera Costa. Or Wanda. You remember Wanda with Jamie Foxx? But we're going to keep it funky right now because, of course, we're talking about men and women's sports. And Trump basically had the same meeting, the same speech that he gave yesterday, he had a little area of support for women where he spoke about men and women's sports. I want you guys to check it out. Even though he might get in trouble with the first lady, he did it anyway. Pretty funny. Want you guys to check out what happened here. Check this out.
See the weightlifting where they have a record that wasn't broken in 18 years? And they have, should I imitate it? You know, my wife gets very upset when I do this. She said, darling, it's not presidential. I said, yeah, but people like it. Should I do it or not? All right, I'm in trouble when I get home, but that's okay. What the hell? I've been in lots of trouble before. But no, you look at the weightlifting where 18 years it stands. And they have this young woman and her parents are right where you are in the front row and they're so proud of her and it's like 209 pounds and she's going to lift that. The record stood for 18, think of it, 18 years. And they put an eighth of an ounce here and an eighth of an ounce here, little tiny little bit. And she's going to do it. Mom, I love you. I'm going to do it for you, Mom. And she goes, and she lifts and she gets it. Mom, I'm going to do it, Mom. Can't do it. And then a guy comes along, or a gal, or whatever. A transitioned person comes along. And he was a failed weightlifter as a man, but he comes along, 206 pounds. They put the little thing on, and he goes, Mom, Mom. And breaks the record like by 119 pounds. That's not right. The other one is the swimming. You've heard me talk about it. Great swimmers, and you know, they rose to the top. Women swimmers, and they grew up together. And they're Olympic class swimmers, and they're qualifying for some big tournament. And now the race is getting ready to start, the big race, and one young lady, she was going to set the record. She fought all her life to set the record. She has to win it by one ninth of a second. Think of that, 1/9. I don't like those odds, 1/9 of a second, right? But she looks to the left and she sees all the friends that she grew up with down in California, from all over the country. They're all the best swimmers. Then she looks to the right and she sees the same thing, but there's a person next to her who's a giant.
Viracosa.
And she looks and she, oh my God, who is that? I don't recognize that person. That was a person that transitioned, and he had the wingspan of Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain, if anybody knows Wilt. And as you know what happened, she was very, very badly injured in that meet because he went by her so fast that she was windburned. They had to take her out. She got serious windburn. He flew back and forth, and she didn't know what, but she got the hell knocked out of her, knowing that I'm only kidding. She wasn't windburned. She was just beaten by a lot. Or the race, did you see the race where they had the best female runners and they had a guy who was a decent runner, a long distance race? And he won by 5 hours and 19 seconds. You know, normally you win by like 12 seconds, 2 seconds, a quarter of a second. He won by 5 hours and 19 seconds.
Don't y'all remember In Living Color with Jim Carrey as Viracosa? You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm in the comments right now. Y'all can enjoy the thumbnail. I'm in the comments right now because Angelo says Burger Line Avenue is a very busy street. Main Arbor says, I think synthetic means in prison. Kimberly says 100 in love. Kendra says, oh, okay, Maynard. But Robert says, Kitty Genovese. Rebecca says, what the hell is going on? The whole world is done going crazy. What else y'all got for me over here? What else y'all got for me? Let me see when y'all got any more super chats. That'll be cool. Yes, Bugatti NYC says Kendra. Mac Ryan says, what else we got over here? We got the Joker Carp says, what do you think are the main factors contributing to the labor shortage for hard and less attractive jobs in agriculture and other sections in the U.S.? I think it probably has to do something with the pay. That's the first thing that I can say, but we want to stay on topic. Ty D says, got wrapped up in the contract. What we got, Lay? He's the mostest funny alpha leader, laugh MAGA, laugh when leader makes a funny. Okay, Beta says this is why he was elected. Okay. What else we got? We got AJ that says a lot of women around the world love billionaires. What else we got? We got John that says Biden would have fallen asleep on stage 12 times by now. I'm so happy we have a president now that can make it up 2 stairs. Ooh, John, you serious with that one? Lay says windburn. Color says, thank God we got Melania back. And Jill is gone. And Jill is gone. Jill was so fake. Oh my God. You mean Joe Biden, the real president for the last couple of months? How about that? Okay. We want to do some doom 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 doo doo doom doom doo doo doom 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 doo doo doom doom. Now bust it. Ice, ice, baby. Right now, ice in Colorado. I talked about this. How long, you guys? Watch when I say what I'm about to say. Come on. You remember how a few months ago, all of these business owners were saying, I can't believe they came into my business. They took away all my employees. These are hardworking people. Then they say, well, are they illegal immigrants? Yeah, they happen to be illegal immigrants. And then they say, well, they're not supposed to be working here. We got to take them. So they left that, right? And now they implemented something new, because I've been saying, you want to be so gung-ho about your immigrant workers. You want to talk so much about how you feel so bad about how ICE is coming in there and breaking down and getting them and stuff like that. How about this? Do me a favor. Let me see how much you was paying them. Let me see what you was giving them for overtime wage. Let me see what they were getting as far as for retirement. I want to know what they were getting for health benefits, and what taxes were they paying. What about that? Then they get quiet and be like, okay, do what you got to do. Oh, no. Because Colorado ain't playing no more. ICE in Colorado, they're putting out $8 million in fines to 3 Colorado businesses for illegal employment practices. And I think that's what they need to do to more people. And then that question now to be answered about the agriculture will be answered by me saying, how about legal people will be able to get those jobs and just pay them more? I mean, a damn avocado was $7 anyway. So why can't you pay the people that's picking them a little bit more money? And why can't that be an American citizen or somebody legal? How about that? Just pay a little bit more. Let's go. Let's keep on going, you guys. Let's go. Because ICE is in there.
Just announced it's levying more than $8 million in fines on local businesses for employment violations. Fox 31's Nicole Fierro is on it this afternoon, working to track down the businesses and learn more about this. Nicole?
Yeah, I said that it has 3 businesses that it's notified its intent to charge millions of dollars in fines. These are local businesses, and this happened after a workplace audit.
A new social media post from ICE identifies 3 companies U.S. Immigrations and Custom Enforcement notified that it intends to issue millions of dollars of fines due to illegal alien employment violations. We tried going to these businesses to learn their side, starting with CCS Facility Services, which provides janitorial and facility maintenance services to Denver and surrounding areas, where we were told a board meeting was going on and someone would have to get back to us. ICE said it's levying more than $6 million in fines against CCS after finding 100% substantive violation rate and evidence of knowingly hiring and employing at least 87 unauthorized workers. The next 2 are listed under different company names, PBC and Green Management Denver. When we went to addresses listed on the Secretary of State's website for the companies, both have signs for CCS listed.
Investigating businesses that employ illegal immigration has been going on for decades. It has happened through every presidential administration.
John Fabricatori, former field office director for ICE, breaks down the process for us.
They performed an I-9 audit in which they found, multiple social security number probably mismatches and no matches.
He says ICE Homeland Security Investigations announces there is going to be an I-9 audit, giving companies notice.
Also, they can use E-Verify, and work directly with ICE to ensure that those that they're employing are authorized.
How do they find which businesses to audit?
Some of these businesses may have been audited in the past and had employed people that were unauthorized to work. So that is something that they could be looking at. But every single business is subject to having their I-9s audited.
That was Nicole Fierro.
Looks like some of the day labor jobs, places like that, and because that's that fast money to basically get companies that just want to get somebody to clean up a big mess or go somewhere and take care of something, hold some tickets, do some security inside a parking lot, stuff like that. have no idea, but I'm sure that those are the kinds of companies that those seem like they are in Colorado. I'm in the comments, y'all. What y'all got to say? Said hi, Tom. What's up? Okay, what y'all got to say? Wonderful. That's wonderful. What y'all got to say? Mad Mike says, a smart, well-dressed American man. I don't care what color you are. We are brothers in intellect. Thank you so much, Mad Mike. And that's why we made this platform for people like yourself. So you can say whatever you want and you can debate and drop bombs on whatever you see up in here. And then you'll have very smart and very insightful people that are in the comments that you can go back and forth with. You can debate with them and do whatever you got to do. So thank you for coming in. If you want to subscribe to the channel, that'd be fantastic. Double tap that screen, everybody, because y'all know what we do over here. We getting it going. How did your boy Gene Deal get you in the entertainment business, Bugatti? How didn't he? You've got talent. You should win 1K in your own contest. Thank you so much, Tim. That's why I'm able to see talent, because it's not always about me making it. It's about me being able to see other talent and bringing that to fruition and helping people out. I'm also a marketing person. That's why I don't just think one way when it comes down to rap. People don't look out for each other in the hip hop industry. They're like dog eat dog, and they're like crabs in a basket. If they see that you're better than them or that you can influence more people than them, they'd rather keep you down because they feel intimidated by it. So that's a very fickle industry to be in. Think about it. The only reason 50 Cent is actually a rapper is because a crazy white guy named Eminem signed him, and everybody else didn't want to sign him. So that's another reason why we don't play that color stuff around here. We don't see it. We don't see color. I've been on Earth too long, and I'm too intelligent to worry about color to think that has anything to do with what we're dealing with today. It's much bigger than that. We got to stick together out here, no matter what race, what color we are. We really got to stick together. That's how I look at it. Thank you for your insightful comment. And we got to keep on going, because Virginia State University was on lockdown after a shooting on campus yesterday, you guys. Actually, the day before. I didn't even know anything about this, but VA, I think this is that Batty or is that Rebecca? One of you guys are from VA. I always get your names, but the states, I can't get everything. I know one of you guys are from VA. Sad story. Gotta report it. They're not putting it out there. If they don't put it out there, we have to bring it to the platform. So Virginia, we had a bad situation that happened on campus yesterday. Well, the day before. Let me get that correct, because y'all don't play. I want you guys to see what was going on yesterday, day before, because the campus was on lockdown.
Well, Julie, these red and blue emergency lights behind me, they are from that incident where there is 2 victims. It took place on the on-campus basketball courts, or near those basketball courts on campus. Crime Insider sources say there is 1 victim that has been shot in the leg by a gun, and a second victim with unknown conditions right now. The basketball court is way onto campus in the distance there. That's where this is the closest we can get you, because police have this entire place shut down on lockdown. Both Chesterfield and Colonial Heights police are on scene here assisting with university police. The university is currently shut down at all entrances of campus while the campus remains on lockdown here. VSU has also told students in an alert to shelter in place while they continue to investigate. They're asking people to not leave their current location unless instructed from police. Now, police and the university have not stated if the victims are students. VSU plans to update students through their email and through their rave alert system. For now, though, we're live here at VSU. I'm Maggie Marshall for CBS 6.
So now we got a whole bunch of questions here. Gone on campus. How did it get there? Was it a student? Was it somebody that came on the campus and shot? We don't know. That's what we need to start doing, y'all. I think we need to put metal detectors everywhere. You know, as soon as you come into the gate, at the parking lot, excuse me, guys, you can let the car go through. We're gonna need to warn you down real quick, because they do that at high schools now. They're gonna have to do the same thing at colleges, especially with all of the stuff that's going on with the rhetoric. We got all sorts of religious situations. We got so much people that are fighting and chanting, and got so much to do with politics. You have to really be careful nowadays, because you can have one lone wolf do something crazy, like the kid with the gun at school that luckily they caught, because he probably was going to turn up, because you never know how much bullying they can take, what their reasoning is. and what's going to make somebody snap. All I can say is you guys be very careful. And that's why every day I get up, I'm happy. I'm appreciative of life because you never know what's going to go on outside. Don't never take one day for granted. Get outside, smell some air, drink some water, and understand that life is the gift. It's not about, oh, the struggles that you're going through. The first gift is the waking up in the morning. Yeah, that's the gift. Because without that, you can't have the problem. You can't even have a problem. How about that? You can't have a problem if you don't wake up in the morning. All right, you guys, I'm in the comments again. We got to make some common sense around here nowadays. Pocket says that makes sense because I think Trump is an alien. Okay, you can think what you want and you can say it here. Good morning, good morning. Mad Hatter says homeschool people for at least K to 12. That means that you care. Look at Mad Hatter dropping bombs. That's some care right there. That means you're home and you're caring about your kids. That means that you're showing that you're socializing and teaching them, and actually that you're hands-on with them. Exactly. This way, when they do go to school, matter of fact, K through 12, that's a lot. That's 12 years right there. Woo! That's a long time. 13 maybe. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's 12 years. But if you're gonna have kids, that's the responsibility right there. And honestly, I don't trust schools to do it anymore. Because when it's a public school, I'm scared of the overpopulation in the classes due to what happened on the borders. So now we've got teachers that are now daycare teachers. All they're really doing is making sure everybody's there and trying to keep everybody calm. You can't teach 35 children when 15 of them speak a whole nother language that you don't even understand. Think about it like that. So you're putting another drain and a strain on the resource of school. And then the majority of school, they'll do truancy, or the parent will get in trouble if they don't send the kids to school. So that's why you got all these kids going to school. It's like daycare. They get to do what they want while the kids are in school. Okay, y'all. I'm back in these comments again. Trump is not an ET, but he works with them. Vanilla says 3-on-1 heads on the beach seem to have had a fatal wound. Okay, we're going to keep on topic. Elon Musk. We got to go to Elon Musk now and DOGE. Because guess what they found? Some more money. Let me ask you a question, you guys. If your kid walk in the room and be like, I need some money for something. And you say, you know what? I'm going to give it to you. I just need you to give me a receipt for it. And they're like, you know what? Just forget it. What's the problem with giving me a receipt? I might need to use it for taxes or just to prove that, you bought what you said you was going to buy. This is something that was a major hiccup for certain companies and corporations. I think it was the Public School Corporation. All DOGE was actually asking for was a receipt for the money that they're taking.
$1.5 billion makeover. The new digs have been described as Washington's Palace of Versailles with rooftop Federal Reserve is getting a $2.5 billion makeover. The new digs have been described as Washington's Palace of Versailles with rooftop garden terraces, skylights, and VIP elevators. Well, Elon Musk says the Fed's plans are eyebrow-raising and should get doged. Speaking of, his Department of Government Efficiency has saved taxpayers $160 billion. While that is short of their goal of $1 trillion in savings, the group says they are far from done, and they continue to publicize some of their crazy findings, like the Education Department's Party Fund.
There was a $4 billion COVID fund in the Department of Education. And there was no receipts required, so people could just draw down on it. And when people looked into it, this wasn't us, this was before us, they found that money was being used to rent out Caesar's Palace for parties, rent out stadiums, etc. And so the one change that DOGE made with the Department of Education is we had the simple requirement that if you draw down money, you must first upload a receipt. That was the only change that was made. You must upload your receipt. And upon doing so, nobody drew down any money anymore.
Yes, but we didn't say that we'd check the receipt. You could send a fake receipt. You could send a picture of your dog. Anything. And but as soon as we asked for anything at all, suddenly the requests were like, oh, we don't need it anymore. Huh, that's interesting.
And then the parties dried up. And the Small Business Administration actually giving money to George Jetson and dead people.
Is the Small Business Administration giving loans to dead people over the age of 120?
The answer was yes, and it was around $330 million in total. So
people with a birthday that could not possibly be real.
Yeah.
Meaning they're over 100. They're 115 years old or older. The oldest living American is 114. So it's safe to say if anybody is in the system as 115 years or older, that is fake.
So just by sharing a database and looking at social security numbers that showed that at the time of the loan, they had listed as over 115 years old, or actually under 11. We didn't even check for under 18.
Babies and dead
under 11 years old. That's pretty clear,
babies
right?
and dead people who are getting loans.
That was $660 million.
Yeah, and Maria, they were even giving them to people who had yet to be born. They made up birthdays in the year 2165.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, I know.
And then you get mad about findings like that. Why would you get angry about findings like that? I'm going to say it outright, and I know we got a lot of smart people in the comments because maybe some corrupt senator, some corrupt congressperson, some corrupt administrator was actually getting that money funded to them and fuel to them for their pocket lining. How about that? Let's just call it what it is. And now that they cut that off, they tight about it, meaning they're angry. And if they're big enough, on a high enough level, they can make a call to a judge and say, hey, stop that. That's my assumption. I don't know if I'm right. I just be thinking stuff like that because there's so much conspiracies going on. What else we got over here? Angels Among Us says, Sharon, okay, what we got? Not accurately, they were. Okay, Mad Hatter says the Department of Education only 25.4% went to K-12 schools. The rest went to universities. Okay. The Joker Corp says, why is the U.S. Police Academy shorter than the 2-year European programs? And how does U.S. training prepare officers for stressful and non-stressful situations? Great question, and I don't even know what to answer it with because I just know it's a smart question and I don't know why. Natalie, a lie, laughing my ass off like the last 4 years. Okay, Sharon says, parents, get some serious advice to help your children with education. Leon said, MAGA. What we got? Jerchop says, hi. Hey, yo, so true. Jeremiah says, I need a loan to, I need a loan too. I'm 128. I mean, if they're giving them out to everybody else, right? Why not? Why not get a loan? Tell them that you're 350 years old. Maybe you get a double what you asked for. All right, you guys. Now we got to take it to Baldwin Park. You know, they say that these teachers are actually very stressed out. The classes are overpopulated. They got so much work to do. I'm not saying that this is the reason why this Baldwin Park teacher is arrested after a standoff in Olive Middle School. But notice what's happening. Teachers, students, administrators, everybody all over is going crazy, you guys. I don't know where Baldwin Park is. I think this is in, Baltimore. I want you guys to see what's going on with this teacher. They had to basically send in SWAT to knock down the door. This is pretty crazy right here. I want you guys to see this right here. Check it out. Check this out.
That breaking news, a military-style operation tonight at a middle school in Baldwin Park. A day that started with the usual bell for class, ends with flashbangs and SWAT teams moving in. Good evening to you. I'm Robert Kovacic, in tonight for Carolyn Johnson. An employee barricaded herself at Olive Middle School, forcing a full evacuation there. But tonight, law enforcement finally saying time's up. News Shopper 4 watching overhead after police say they were alerted just before 10 o'clock this morning that the employee was causing some type of disturbance in the school's main office. Authorities say she then decided to hole up in there, and that began some tense moments for those inside of the school as well as fearful parents. Students forced to move to the school lawn, then a nearby elementary school. Loved ones racing to come safely collect them, and once students and staff were cleared, we heard SWAT teams deploy their first show of force. And then just a short time ago, we watched on as SWAT teams then moved in using a battering ram, then a drone, and then tear gas to make the arrest, ending almost 12 hours after this all began. NBC4's Macy Jenkins is now live from Baldwin Park with more. Plus, Macy, how these students and these parents are doing right now.
Robert, talk about a very chaotic and dramatic day here at Olive Middle School. Police were trying to negotiate with this employee all day. And finally, as you said, it came to an end earlier this evening. Take a look at the school now where things have calmed down. But this ended with police ramming in one of the doors here near the front of the school and finally getting that woman to come out of the building. Baldwin Park police using a Bearcat to break down a door at Olive Middle School, behind which they say a school employee barricaded herself earlier this morning. You can see SWAT officers with guns drawn shining their flashlights into what appears to be a very disheveled room. All of this started around 9:45 a.m. when the school district says the staff member arrived and caused a disruption on campus before barricading herself in the front office. Students and staff were evacuated to nearby Walnut Elementary School, where parents were notified to pick them up.
You know, like our kids are, you think they're safe there, and you know, like it's like, I mean, I know everybody has issues and problems, but yeah, it's scary, like, because you don't know if it's, for real or if it's a joke.
Police say the employee was not armed and not a threat to anyone on campus.
I don't know, you guys. Some people say that they overdid it. They could have found another way to go about getting this lady out of here. Like they didn't have to send in SWAT. But probably that battering ram was probably going to be needed because she put a whole lot of stuff against that door. I don't know what's going on with these schools and these teachers, but everybody going crazy. And before we even started this story, one person said, you need to homeschool your children from K to 12. We already stacked the deck right there. And look what's going on here. So maybe you guys are right because look what's going on in these schools around our country. I'm in the comments again. Want to know what you guys got to say about this. Man had us at FAFO. Like, I don't believe in forcing my faith-based religion on everyone else, says Lay. Okay, what you got over here? Tim says, so she was carrying a mouth, no gun, and no knife. No ball, bat, just a mouth. A bit of overkill. See what I'm saying? That's why I talk to you guys because y'all got common sense. Exactly what I said. Christian must have been a DEI employee. Did she have purple hair? One of those new age art teachers, maybe? Angels Among Us says, oh, I believe that, Sharon. Angel says, what did she do? Lay says, count. Okay, what we got here? Natalie Georgievich says, not in my book. What else we got is Tim says, overkill a bit. You think? Yep, I think so too, Tim. I think so too. Christian says, richest country in the world. And our vets are sleeping on the streets and the country have so much money. Nobody should be homeless, hungry, and people who work in the U.S. are underpaid. How about that? How about take some of that money that they gave all of those illegal immigrants and give to some of those vets? Because I guarantee you, I've been saying this for a whole year now. If we would have took all of that money that we gave to illegal immigrants that was coming over here illegally and gave that to the vets and put them in homes, probably would have 70% or at least 70 or greater of at least population of homeless people on the street if we would have taken care of our own with all of the billions of dollars that were given to illegal immigrants that was crossing the border like this and giving us the middle finger saying, yeah, we're going to come take your resources. We're going to come take everything from you. And that's what they did. And they laughed at our vets and they laughed at our homeless and they looked at us and said that we're lazy and we're going to take your jobs. Y'all don't want to work for it, whatever. Back in this country, they treat us like whatever. So they're going to pay us. And $14 look like a lot of money to somebody like that. That's why they'll work 75 hours. We want a life. And we know that the cost of living should be able to give us a proper wage. So we too smart for a certain party. And if we wasn't in the mix, we got to, go ahead, we got to mess the game up. We got to throw some extra people in there to dishevel the game. Sorry for not being stupid and not paying attention to what's really going out here. Because I can see what's going on. We're going to keep on moving forward because, y'all ready? Bad, 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 bad. Doom, doom, doom. You make me feel so good. You know you make me feel so good. You know you make me feel so good. That's what we do. And no, I don't look like him. I just like to do intros and stuff like that. So Sean Diddy Combs, the trial is coming up. This is the plea deal that he got. He basically rejected it. And he's thinking that he can win with his new lawyer, the one that got Young Thug off. The same lawyer that Young Thug had, that's the lawyer that now P. Diddy has. So moving forward, you guys, we're going to bring it to New York and we're going to show you guys what's going on with your boy P. Diddy right here. Here we go.
For jury selection to actually begin next week. Lisa Evers was in the courtroom. She's joining us now from Lower Manhattan. And Lisa, tell us what happened today.
Well, Antoine, this was the final pretrial conference before the actual trial gets underway, officially beginning with the jury selection on Monday, this coming Monday. Now, Diddy was in court today. He was wearing the tan MDC inmate uniform, even though the judge gave him permission for when the trial starts to wear regular, what they're calling business casual, a button-down shirt, pants. He's allowed to have 5 button-down shirts, 5 pairs of pants, 5 pairs of socks, and 2 pairs of shoes, but without any shoelaces. Now, today what happened is the judge officially confirmed to him through the prosecutors and his defense team that he was offered a plea deal. The details were not specified in court, but he was offered a plea deal to make this whole case go away. But Diddy stood up through the entire reading and this entire process of back and forth with the judge and the prosecutors and the defense team and said that he understood what he was doing. He did not want the plea deal and that he was officially rejecting it. So that was one thing in terms of the plea deal. That was very important. And then the other thing was a lot of talk, Antoine, as you mentioned, about the jury selection. Now, all this week, there has been pre-selection of jurors. And I've learned exclusively from sources close to the process that there were 700 jurors that walked through those doors that you see right behind me, filling out these questionnaires, very detailed questionnaires of anywhere up to 70 questions about their fitness to serve on that jury. Now, they will, a select number of them who are accepted by both the prosecution and the defense will show up on Monday morning to be interviewed one-on-one privately by both the prosecutors and the defense. And Diddy's defense team asked, can he please be there for that? And the judge said, yes, he can be there for that as well. So they're expecting that to take most of Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, Antoine. But his demeanor in court, I think seeing that things were going on, he seemed to be more upbeat than some of the previous times that we've seen him here. His hair is salt and pepper now, which may surprise a lot of people who are used to seeing it just being solid black. And also, too, I saw him for the first time since I've been there in court, actually pull out reading glasses to look at documents that were handed to him by his defense attorneys.
Yeah, so he's getting older. He ain't got no Just For Me or no perm kit or no, what they call that stuff that we use? Beijing. You don't got no Beijing in jail. They don't got Beijing. So yeah, you got to look your own part. And he's pretty old now, so he's wearing glasses to read his case and stuff like that. So what do you guys think about this? Do you guys think that he has a chance of actually beating this case? Do you think that P. Diddy actually has a chance of getting off from all of these charges? Y'all let me know in the comments, because it's seeming like a little bit of stuff is changing up right now where they're trying to say it's like consensual, people are, adults enough to say that they were able to do these things. I don't know. Then how do you put a RICO charge, racketeering charge on one person? That's really questionable right there. So a lot of people have a lot of questions going on up in the air right now. So, and then lastly, we didn't know anything about them giving them an offer to make everything go away. What was that offer? I'm going to look into it to see if I can find out what that offer actually was, you guys. I'm in the comments right now. I want to know what you guys got to say about this. Okay, what we got? We got not guilty, says Bishop. Okay, what else we got? We got the Joker says, what approaches are currently being used in the United States? Nope. Okay, we're going to keep on going. Samuel says, you choose dope over housing. Okay, what else we got? We got Mike that says, no chance in hell. If he does it, DEI judge not being paid. And being paid. Okay, not a DEI judge and being paid. Quana says late. Nope, Cynthia, he ain't getting off. Okay, I'm a little. Okay, Kendra says I was an addict as well. Ooh, okay. What else you got? Wasn't baby oil. Ooh, wait a minute. The Joker says, what approaches? Oh my God, you gonna keep doing that, Bishop? I don't care for Diddy. I like the justice system even less. If I'm a juror, not guilty is my vote. Okay, Bishop. Kendra says, as a matter of fact, I've been homeless 4 times. Damn, Kendra. Still made it through though. Keep on pushing. God bless you. Daryl Reynolds says hi. Okay, what's up, Daryl? Sharon Fitness says only the rich can. I don't care. Okay, y'all, we're gonna keep on moving. What's the last one? Christian says Diddy is a butt dart champ for sure. I'm sure at least one juror has been got into and paid off to make the hungry jury. That's why he didn't take the plea. Ooh, good thought right there. Also, you never know what's going to happen in these cases. Everybody had Young Thug already locked up, already doing a bunch of jail time, and just because of what happened, a couple of moves in court, a little bit of unprofessional tactics, they first got rid of the judge, and it went haywire from there. Now everybody's out on probation, and everybody beat the case. So we're going to keep on moving forward, you guys, because I want you to see Baltimore. Come to the front of the stage, Baltimore. I want you guys to be careful with your checks and your money orders. And guess what? It don't matter if you put it in the mailbox at some places in Baltimore. They so messed up in Baltimore, what I heard, that they have functioning addicts in Baltimore, meaning the mailman might be on heroin or something like that. This person might be on it, but because the population has so many people that are on drugs that it's not accepted, but they put them in programs because they still got to run the state and they still got to run stuff. So if the population is on drugs, they still hire them to work. So this is why I kind of put two and two together when I got this story. I thought about this story. I said, wait a minute. Checks and money orders are being stolen after they being mailed, not from the mailbox. They being stolen from the the post office by the mail carriers and the handlers. Check this out, you guys. Baltimore, step to the front of the congregation. I want you guys to see what's going on with these checks and stuff that's being stolen, and watch your pockets, because you never know. It could be you.
These customers didn't trust putting their mail in these community collection boxes, so they went directly to the post office, and still their mail was tampered with. They now suspect the theft is happening from within, and they want investigators to do more.
The thefts happened at these two post offices to 3 different customers within a few weeks of each other.
The amount was changed.
John Curtis's $323 insurance payment turned into $900 for equipment. Darlene McLean's money orders for her mortgage and BJ's credit card rewritten and cashed by a stranger. And Angela Powell's $420 payment to her insurance company altered to $6,250, supposedly for a college fund.
They took my check from Windsor Mill Post Office to CQ Bank in a matter of 24 hours.
You can see it on the timestamp. Angela mailed her check on March 5th. By March 6th, it had been washed, rewritten, and deposited.
They were able to withdraw $500 off a forged check.
While Angela went to this drive-up box, John Curtis went inside.
I parked right there in the handicap spot, went inside, the doors at there, went to the left, then walked in.
Despite it being physically difficult for him, he brought the check to this inside slot to evade mail thieves.
I put my policy number on the bottom. All of that was gone.
He had to close his bank account, open a new one, and reroute other deposits and payments.
Wow.
I'm sure you have other things going on that you didn't need to...
Yeah, much so. You know, my wife, she'd be sick, and plus I'm, in and out of hospital. But I took a lot of our time away from what we, normally be doing.
And while Angela and John were reimbursed by their banks, Darlene hasn't been able to recoup the 2 stolen money orders she mailed on different days at the Arlington Post Office in Dolefield.
I'm without money, mortgage not paid, and now they're coming after me. I'm suffering from it. I'm depressed behind it. I can't sleep. I'm really upset.
We contacted USPS. They said they take the security of mail seriously and promptly refer mail theft allegations to law enforcement agencies, like the U.S. Postal Inspection Service. They told us the theft of mail and ensuring the sanctity of the U.S. mail stream is of the utmost priority, and they encourage customers to mail their checks from inside the post office. And we also contacted the USPS Office of the Inspector General in charge of investigating internal mail theft complaints. They do not confirm active investigations, but said the information we supplied will be reviewed by their office and to report check theft through their OIG hotline.
I spoke to a lot of people, and they all tell me that they can't tell me anything about their investigation.
These customers are now making changes to their payments.
I now write my checks with black magic markers.
But they don't think they're the problem.
I'll put it this way. When you sleep, crooks are here looking for ways to take your money or steal from you.
So I can't mail anything without being in fear of someone taking what's inside my personal belongings, because it's still mine. Just because it's going through the postal service, it's still mine. You have no right to go in my mail and take out what's in it. And they still have one of my checks to this day.
Angela is trying to press charges, but she's waiting for the bank to supply images of the person who cashed that forged check. Last year, we reported on a postal worker who was caught stealing checks on her route. In January, she was sentenced to 18 months in order to pay over $5,000 in restitution.
So yeah, like I told you, I knew it was the mail carrier, and they're gonna talk about the best way to get your mail is the best way to send your mail is to go inside. That's what the older gentleman had already did. And the person inside of it that's on heroin or drugs or whatever like that stole the man check. Y'all know what's going on. I'm in the comments. Let's go. What we got over here? Kendra says, I wish I had Section 8. What else you got over here? You got Tim Hart says, I've spoken to many different people on the United States Postal Board, and they've said it's their ownership, it's their own employees stealing these checks that are going through the mail, especially during the holiday time. There you go. There you go. Samuel says, but you can't name one. Section 8 activities. Okay, what else you got over here? We got messing with people's finances is horrible, says Angels Among Us. What else we got over here? Curell says, Curie Boy says, evidence, plenty of Diddy videos being authorized. Prosecutors have several. Dude with children, bro, he's toast. Ooh, he's toast. Okay. Hey, babe, do your research. Educate yourself. There are countless studies. Okay, that's what I ain't mad at you. Candy says, D Ruggs, too funny. I love it. Yeah, you got to say it like that sometimes. Corey Boris says, pay digitally. Samuel Smith says, what evidence? Okay, you guys, do me a favor. If y'all appreciate the content, y'all already know. Your boy been up since 3. I pull this information to make sure it makes sense, and then I bring it to you. And then I ask you guys, all you got to do is double tap that screen to make sure other people get over here to see what we got going on. This is our, not mine's, our bottom line. We run for an hour or so. Sometimes we might go almost to 2 hours. I don't know, depending on what's going on with the videos and how we feeling and what we doing over here. But right now, it's a somber moment for myself. I'm feeling a bit down. You know, I have a motorcycle. The name of my motorcycle is the Autobot B. You guys can go to his Instagram page. It's at the Autobot B 600. The B is down right now because last month when I was riding over the bridge, and I want you to listen to every single word that I'm saying and why I'm pissed off with New York. I was riding over the the Marble Hill Bridge on 225th Street up there. As I'm coming off of the bridge, some homeless illegal immigrant with a shopping cart full of cans ran in front of me. I missed him, but the cart was still there. I hit the cart. Because of that, I was doing about 15, and he was basically in the road. I'm telling y'all straight up and down. He's in the road. Out of nowhere, you driving your car and somebody just run in front of you. There's nothing that you can do. He hit. Luckily, it didn't hit him. Hit the cart. He falls on the floor and does the Academy Award winning boom, hits his head. He bleeds right there. My bike, the whole fairing on the right side comes off. My mirror's done. I didn't fall. That's proving that I wasn't going fast. I didn't fall. I was able to stand the bike up. I run over to this person because at this time I'm worried more about my motor. I mean, more about the person than my motorcycle because first of all, I've never been in an accident before in my life. And why did you run onto the damn bridge? Why are these illegal immigrants just doing what the hell they think is okay? Can't read signs that says no crossing on a bridge. So yes, my motorcycle is down. I can't afford to fix him because the fairings is damn near $2,000. So he's in the lot. I'm paying for parking. I'm paying for insurance right now until I can get him fixed. At this point, I don't even know if I want it anymore. Don't even want to say that loud because it hurts to say it. Don't like to shift off and go into other areas when it comes down to doing our bottom line. But hey, why not let you guys know what's going on? So with this being said, this next story kind of hits home to me because I call my motorcycle the Autobot B. I love the Transformers. That's why I named him the B. If you want to look at the Rick Ross video with Jasmine Sullivan and 21 Savage, It's called I forgot the name of it, but it's me. I'm in the video doing the burnout with the Rick Ross video and all of that. Basically, the damn motorcycle is like an actor. It's already got his own following and everything. It's on Instagram. I'm pissed off that my bike is down right now. But B, I know you hear me. I got you, boy. I'm coming to fix you. I'm coming to get you. I got you. Reason I'm saying all of this is because the next story, I'm going through videos and I'm like, wow, I don't even want to show this because I'm thinking about the B when I show this, but I'm going to show it anyway. In Arizona, everybody from Arizona, I want you guys to come to the front of the stage. This is why I love Transformers. This is why I named my motorcycle the B. And I don't care what y'all say. I'm a big kid. I'm still a big kid. I like action movies. I like the Avengers. I like the Incredible Hulk. That's why our logo for us, for all of our members, is the Infinity Glove, is the glove, because I love Avengers and stuff like that so much. This next story hits home to me because it has to do with Transformers, the Bumblebee, and it pops up in an Arizona desert where families and everybody who's popping by can enjoy it, take a photo with them. And let me just tell you something, I don't care what nobody say, when it comes down to Incredible Hulk and Bumblebee, it's nothing that you can say to me because I'm a big kid and whatever you want to say, I just love Transformers and I love the B. And B, I'm coming to get you, boy. I got you. I'm going to order you a new fairing and we're going to do what we got to do to get you back on the road, baby. So everybody that's a big kid at heart, that loves Transformers, that still want to have a little bit of nostalgia, that wants to feel good in their heart, this is for you guys. Transformers Bumblebee pops up in the Arizona desert and everybody loves it.
Transformer. Not the power transformer, but a transformer.
Because that's what I thought when we initially.
I did too, before I saw the video. Anyway, it's popped up in Cave Creek and is quickly becoming a viral sensation. It's left a lot of people asking, where did this come from and why is it here?
My kids would love seeing this, by the way. 12 News journalist Jade Cunningham went to check it out and explains the whole story behind it.
At the corner of Cave Creek and Carefree Highway,
She walked up and she just said, wow.
is something so big,
He turns into what? What do you think he turns into? A car.
you almost have to see it to believe it.
I just want to hug him.
Well, you can.
I can hug him, can I?
This 14-foot statue
We were super excited to see it as we were driving in. Like both of us just clapped.
It's one of our favorite movies.
It is one of our favorite movies.
Popped up last week.
We obviously know who Bumblebee is, and when we drove past, we're like, we have to see Bumblebee.
And since it's caused quite the buzz.
I don't know, the magic of a kid's eyes. I'm just reliving through her. So to me, this is, it's cool. But to experience it for my daughter, and step back and be like, no, this thing is 20 times her size. So for her, this is awesome.
It's the nonstop cars all day long, pulling in, people with their kids, taking pictures in front of it, posing, just staring at it in awe, like, where did this come from?
Proprietor at Rare Earth Gallery, Wayne Helfand, is behind the statue.
I don't know what it really weighs. I know it took a crane and 5 guys and several hours to get it all together. It came in pieces.
He's creating an art walk at that intersection and says the space-age robot is the centerpiece.
Family in Indonesia makes all kinds of different figurines and art that I kind of discovered in one of my meanderings there. It's all car parts, pistons, mufflers, exhaust pipes.
He loves showcasing memorable pieces, but never expected a response like this.
You have to come and see it to really appreciate it and just marvel at how they assembled this and put it all together, because it's just mind-boggling.
This is really elaborate.
And as people from near and far take it all in.
It really was worth the drive. It was an hour for us, but well worth it. It was worth it.
Anyone who sees it says it transforms the moment into something special.
I would say it's a little bit nostalgic because you get to see, Bumblebee behind us, right? And knowing that some of it was filmed here, and then you're seeing this in real life. It's an actual thing, so it's fun.
And creates a memory they're sure to never forget. Jade Cunningham, 12 News.
Yeah, y'all, yeah. That's the reason why I like it. I'm a big fan all my life. My favorite, though, I'm not even gonna hold you. My favorite Transformer of all of them is Optimus Prime, because of what he stands for, because of who he is, and the way that he does not leave any machine behind. until they back safe. So what we got here? Miss Diva says, going to be more homeless with Trump's tariffs. Better get more insurance. Batty Lynn says, that is some good news. There you go. Kendra says, facts. Lucky Luciano, have you seen the ones in Albuquerque? No, I haven't, but I'm going to look it up. Thank you so much for saying that. Maine Arbor says, that guy is brilliant at marketing. Yeah, right? You saw that, yo, right? Ain't he? That's for his business, Maine Arbor. He put that out there so people could, and it's working because he got the signs next to it. So now people are like, wait a minute, we can go here and see more stuff. Rare Earth. He's a genius. There you go. Genius at marketing. Mr. Bus and Mr. again, fake news. How is it fake news when it's really there? Kendra Walker says at Maine Arbor, indeed. What else we got? That's so cool, says Rebecca. Okay, I love pop-up art. Candy. I love Transformers 4. Op is my favorite, old as hell, and loving it. There you go, Angels. Thank you so much. There you go. Lucky Luciano says there's two of them in Albuquerque. Have you seen them? But now I'm gonna find out though. Mr. Bus says he is a liar. No insurance on his bike. Yes, I do. I got Geico. That's the reason why I ain't getting in no trouble. And now the dude is suing me. He can make up these. I'm gonna tell you exactly. I don't have collision. I don't got collision because my bike is I bought it what they call it? I bought it at a I forgot what they call it. So I don't have collision insurance, but I got 25,000 minimum and 50,000 maximum when it comes down to harm, anything like that insurance. So don't play with me. Ain't no way in the world I'm riding around with no license. I'm too old for that. That's what I used to do when I was young. Batty Lynn says, that's so cool. I want a picture with it. See what I'm saying, Batty? That's what I'm talking about. See, that's why you cool, Batty, because you just like me. You want to take a picture with him, right? Run up on him. But it would have been so dope if I could have put my motorcycle next to it, because I'm telling you guys, go look at the bee. He looks just like the bee, man. I gotta get him fixed. I'm going to get them fixed. Y'all going to see me riding them soon. Don't worry about it. I'm going to get all that taken care of. God going to make a way. And it's going to happen. So with that being said, you guys, I want you guys to know it's almost time to get some money. Going over to that description right now because I made sure that you guys can make up to $500 today. Go into the description, fill out one of the surveys, and you could make up to $500. Also, if you got a business, I don't know if you guys maybe have a mobile barber, you're a detailing service, I don't know what you do, locksmith, anything that you guys got going on, send us your flyers and your posters to our email address in the description. I'll put it up in the post section so all of you guys here can see it. We have a great community here with people all over the world. You never know. If I put that post up there, somebody might want to get some business from what you got going on. Let's help each other for real over here. Like that lady that couldn't pay her mortgage because of what? She didn't use a check. She used a money order. And money order places are really hard to get your money back from. They're not as easy as a bank when it comes down to fraudulent checks. So she's not going to get her money back. But if we had it over here at Our Bottom Line, those are the people that we want to give money to and that we want to bless and look out for because of the way that her money was stolen. But don't worry, because where there's a will, there's a way, and God gonna get us there. With that being said, you guys, I got another thing coming up for you guys. We're just now closing up on the Show Your Talent search. That's going to be in all 5 boroughs. Anybody with talent in the Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, or Staten Island, I want you guys to come out and show me your talent. And you'll be able to make $250 if you're the best person in the Bronx, the best person in Brooklyn, the best person in Queens, so on and so forth. After we find all of you guys, we bring you all together in one location where you could win up to $1,000 at the grand finale. This is an event that's sponsored by Big Drip Hard Punch. Go on over to the website right now. All you got to do is send us an email, info@Big Drip, and you'll basically be able to enroll just by doing that. What your name is, what borough you at, and as long as you're 21 and older, you will be able to be a part of Show Your Talent search where you can make up to $1,250. That's right, $1,250. I don't care if you know how to fry chicken, if you know how to do a handstand. If you're more talented than the people there that day, you're going to win. You make it to the grand finale, and you could win $1,000. Because that's what we like doing over here. We like looking out for each other because this is our bottom line, our network. And I want you guys to go on out there. If you're 21 and older, go on over to that liquor store and check out that Big Drip. It's 14% alcohol. I made it myself now. I'm telling you guys, off the chain. It's only $5. Matter of fact, we're going to break it down to $3.99 a can. 14% alcohol. Imagine Welch's grape with some natural grain spirits in it. It tastes that good. Once you guys taste it, you're not going to ask for anything else. Ask for it by name. Like I'm telling you guys, www.drinkbigdrip.com. Go in that store, that liquor store. Be like, y'all got Big Drip? They're going to say, yeah, we got it. And go on over there and let me know what y'all think it tastes like. Show your support the same way we show support to you guys. And with that being said, y'all, I want y'all to have a fantastic Saturday. I want y'all to get some air. I want you to drink some water. I want you to understand that the reason that you made it here today is to move forward with a positive meaning and a positive success story and to get your life together and to make your family great. We have another day to get it right, y'all. We're not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm not. But we try every day to at least get it right. And that's all we can try to do. Remember this. Problems present opportunities. That means that even though you might have a major problem, that problem is actually telling you the solution. So guess what? Don't worry about the problem. Concentrate on the solution and the fact that you made it. Don't give up. Keep pushing, because that's what God wants you to do. And everybody here, stay positive. Don't let nobody hold you down. Breathe. And I'm going to show you one more thing that we can do for free. After this, at the count of 3, follow behind what I do. Y'all ready? At the count of 3, follow me. 1, 2, 3, smile. That's free. And it make your stomach feel good, don't it? Make you feel good right there. Smile, guys. That's how I want you to feel all day. You can trick yourself when you're feeling bad. Just do it. This way you make yourself feel better. That's right, Batty Lynn. Y'all already know. Kendra, Rebecca, can't wait to see you guys tomorrow, because y'all know what it is. Y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, y'all know what it is. Y'all ready? Get 'em! 1. Peace.